It's the last Friday in October, which is crazy. Time is just flying by, right? Let's go ahead and start in the seated position. Welcome to Friday Flow. My name is Ellen. I will be leading you through this 50-minute session. We're going to focus on some stretching today. So if you have a foam roller, I'd like you to grab that. And ideally the long type of foam roller. And if you don't have one, you can grab 2 pillows and use that for one of our stretches, or even roll up some towels. That will work too. But before we get to the foam roller, any comfortable seated position, and let's get going with some shoulder rolls. Up and down, just nice and easy. So we got a nice stretch today. Practice some balance and go through a yoga flow, do a little bit of everything today. One more big shoulder roll. And then inhale, let's reach those arms up. Big deep breath, and then exhale, take them down. So we'll just do this a couple of times to start moving our bodies a little bit. Inhale up and exhale. Start to notice any areas of tension or tightness that you're feeling this morning. Maybe it's been a long week of workouts or just a long week of work. Maybe not much movement. So as always, be gentle, right? Be kind to your bodies. No need to push anything or rush anything in this workout this morning. Okay, we're gonna do one more. And on your next exhale, I want you to rotate over that left shoulder, just nice and gentle here. I want you to imagine that piece of string on the top of your head pulling you straight up. So you get a little bit taller here with this twist. And then inhale, we're going to take it back to the center. So just starting nice and gentle. Exhale over that right shoulder. Hold this for just a few breaths. And really finding length in the spine, focusing on that rather than your twist. Inhale up and exhale back over that left shoulder. Inhale and exhale over that right shoulder. And we'll do it one more time on each side. Inhale and exhale. Really starting to look over that shoulder. Get a little bit more of a stretch there. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And then come back to the center. Hands on our knees, a seated cat-cow. So as you inhale, pulling those elbows back, pushing your chest forward, and then exhale, tuck that chin, round the spine. Just like you would do in tabletop. Inhale, chest forward, exhale, pull it back. I'm gonna show you from the side, keep moving. You can do this in any seated position. So see how I really push my chest forward, and then exhale, round the spine. So really exaggerate this movement, starting to warm up that back a little bit. We'll do one more stretch, and then we'll grab our foam roller. Just to get a little bit more heat going in the body. So one more cat-cow. Inhale and exhale. Okay, now we're gonna do it in the traditional way, so in a tabletop. Come on up, make sure you have that mat and even extra support as we go through our class today. So hands under those shoulders and knees under your hips. Inhale, so same thing. You drop your belly, lift the chest and the tailbone, and then exhale, tuck that chin around the spine. And let's do this a couple more times. Inhale and exhale. Just taking at your own breath, your own pace. Also a good time to stretch out those wrists. Nice and easy. And then why don't you take one more cat-cow. And then bring those knees nice and wide, feet together, and sit back into child's pose. Pressing those hips back, walking your hands to the top of your mat, allowing your head to fall down in between your arms. Child's pose. And notice how you're feeling in this child's pose. So Sort of take note of maybe how your hips are feeling, your back, your neck. And then slowly walk those hands up. And now we're gonna go ahead and grab that foam roller. The first thing that I want you to do is lay it down flat like this in the middle of your mat. Okay, and if you don't have the foam roller, you can have 2 pillows. That works well. We just want to be a little slightly elevated from our mat and lift it a little bit. You can even do a couple of foam walks. So what you want to do is stay on the edge of your foam roller. You can watch my screen, then you can get into it. So when you're right at the edge of that foam roller, you're going to gently lower yourself down. Might be a little tricky. You might feel a little wobbly on the roller. That's normal. I just ask you to bring those feet nice and wide so you have a good base of stability, so you don't roll off. And then making sure that your head is completely supported. That's why the short roller isn't really going to work unless you've got some blocks to go with that. So feet wide, arms down by your side. I want you just to actually turn and rotate your palms so they're facing the ceiling. And just take a couple of breaths right here. So you might already feel a little bit of stretch in your shoulders, right? If they're feeling super tight, then you already are going to feel this stretch. Just take one more breath, sort of allowing gravity to do its thing here. And then we're going to do a little bit more, excuse me, stretch with those shoulders. So when you're ready, again, keeping those feet nice and wide because you want to be balanced on your roller. I want you to bring those arms all the way up so your palms are facing one another. Okay, so as you inhale, bring those palms together. And as you exhale, you're going to open those arms out to the side, making the letter T. So you want to allow the back of the hands to touch the floor. So right here, might be feeling that big stretch. We're going to do that a couple of times. So inhale, bring those hands back together. And then exhale. Excuse me. If you're on a black foam roller or one that's hard, you can also place a towel on that just so it feels a little bit more comfortable. If you have one of those lower density or lighter ones, usually the white ones or the blue, then you're probably okay and feeling comfortable. So just a couple times, inhale and exhale. And again, just taking note of where you're feeling that tightness. We're primarily getting into the shoulders and the chest here. Might feel a slight pull in those armpits. And although I'm turning my head a little bit just to look at you all, I do want to make sure that you keep yours nice and neutral and that you're not actually turning your neck while you're doing this. We're going to do one more, and we're just going to hold on this for a couple of breaths. Let gravity do its thing. So normally if we're doing this flat, we don't get quite the same kind of stretch, right? Because we're not elevated. We're just on a flat surface. So this gets a deeper stretch for our upper body. And if anything starts to be a little painful, because we don't want stretching to be painful, you can always bring those arms down a little bit closer to your hips, and that will release some of that tension. So one more breath out on that T, and now we're going to bring our hands back up. You're going to give yourself a hug, just sort of cross those arms. This should feel good. Okay, so if the T wasn't enough for you, then we're going to make the letter Y. If the T was definitely enough of a stretch, you can stick to doing more of the T's. Now the Y is definitely harder. Arms back down on the floor by your hips, palms facing down. Take an inhale. Exhale, but this time you reach overhead. Imagine you're creating the shape, the letter Y, with your arms. And you should feel almost immediately that this is much harder. And again, the goal is to get the back of the hands to touch the floor right above you. So nice and slow, just a couple here. Maybe your hands don't touch the floor, that's okay. Just keep doing it nice and slow. We'll get that opportunity to hold in there. So a couple more. So Y's or T's. Almost like you're doing a doorway stretch, right? And you can even try goalpost arms. You can bend those elbows a little bit. That might feel a little bit better rather than that straight arm Y. All right, we're gonna do one more. And of course, on our last one, we're gonna hold it there. So just want you to take deep breaths, allow those muscles to relax. This one is definitely harder for me. Take a few deep breaths. Again, if it is just does not feel good at all, adjust your arm placement. Then you start to feel the muscles start to soften and open up a little bit, right? Maybe 2 more breaths wherever you're at. And then very slowly, you gotta lift those arms back up, or you can even bend the elbows a little bit, very, very slowly, because I know after leaving them there, this is hard to do. So very slowly bring them back up. Give yourself another hug. Crisscross, great job. So we're just gonna move on to the hips and do one more thing on top of this. Foam roller or blocks or pillows, whatever you have. So arms, hands down by your side. So with the hips and the legs, all we do is extend our legs and just straighten them out. But keep them wide. So just straighten that right leg and then straighten your left leg. Just make sure you have room to do so. Just like this. Now your back might arch a little bit off the roller, that's okay. If it's a little just too much for your low back, you can bend those knees and come back to your starting position. So now we should feel this in our hip flexors. And in your last challenge, if you want to do both upper and lower body, you make the letter X. So legs are out, making that bottom half of the X already. And then if you'd like, you add the arms. This is an enormous stretch for the front side of our body. So feel free to hold that for a couple seconds. Maybe it's just the arms, maybe just the legs. And take one more deep breath where you're at. And then again, very slowly, you can bend at the elbows and then slide them down. Very slowly bend the knees. You can move around a little bit to slide them up. Good job, everybody. And then you're just gonna gently slide off to one side. Nice and easy. And then roll back over. And then you're gonna just very gently press yourself up. We're gonna come back to that child's pose because we're gonna use the foam roller in one other way. So place it right in front of you. Before you use it, come back to the child's pose that we did in the very beginning of class. Just sit back, take a couple breaths. Notice whether or not you feel a little different after getting that stretch or feel a little bit looser. All right, so now we're gonna grab that roller. Now this one, if you have only the short one, you could use it for this. If you only have a block, you can use it too. It just won't be able to roll. But we're gonna come back to that letter Y. So arms are gonna be like this. But I want you to open up your shoulders so your palms are up as well, okay? Because all day we sort of encourage this. Even when we plank, right? We encourage our shoulders to close off, and I don't want you to. I want you to open them, okay? So we can stretch this out and then strengthen our back for better posture. So hands right here on your roller. Remember, palms are up. Take an inhale, you're in that child's pose, or maybe a block underneath you. And then exhale. It goes away from you, and you drop that head in between your arms. And we're gonna make this dynamic. So inhale, you roll back up really slowly. Foam roller comes back, yep. And then exhale, back out. So if you don't have the roller, you can walk your hands up and then down. And once you're there, just flip those palms, right? Or maybe use a ball, basketball, I mean, anything that can roll would work here. So let's do that 2 more times. And feel free to add a little more motion to this. I was down here, and then I sort of just lifted my hips up and back. So feel free to add a little bit more to this. This is, your stretch. And then your last one, I just want you to hold that, extend those arms. Feel free to even bend your elbows a little bit, but palms up wherever you're at. Palms up. So this is your last one. Hold it here. And then very slowly come back up. Woo! Good job, everybody. How are we doing? Thumbs up, we're okay? Awesome. Okay, so let's get a little bit warmer and get into a yoga flow. I want to open up our hips a little more. Ooh, the trees are like howling out there. It's crazy. All right, so get some space, maybe a quick sip of water. We're gonna find a downward facing dog when you're ready to join me. Just take a nice inhale, and then exhale, lift those hips up. Press your chest towards your thighs, pedal up those heels. Next inhale, you're gonna take it to a plank. Stacking your shoulders, squeezing those glutes and inner thighs, and most importantly, your core. And then exhale, knees and chest. You lower as 1. Flatten your toes. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. And exhale, retuck the toes. Down dog. Hold your down dog. Let's go just one more time. Let's get a little bit warmer. Inhale, take it forward to plank. Exhale, knees and chest. Lower all as 1 unit if you can. Inhale, lift up. Baby cobra, shoulders down and back. And then exhale, retuck the toes. Down dog. Inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, walk those feet up towards your hips so you come into a forward fold. And then inhale, we take our arms up. Come up to standing, palms come together, take our gaze up towards our hands, and then exhale. We take it down. Okay, so we're gonna get into hip flexor stretch, a low lunge, and get those hips a little bit warmer. Take it up, inhale, exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Come to that flat back where our hands are on our knees or our shins. Push your heels into the floor. And right here, you pull your shoulder blades together, right? So we might feel them round down, squeeze them together. Shoulders away from your neck. And then exhale, lower. Let's step that right leg back. Lower your knee. Maybe a little extra cushion for your knee. You can place it there. Lift the chest. Untuck that toe, arms up, inhale, and exhale. Low lunge. So hopefully your shoulders are feeling a little bit looser, a little more open up. So low lunge. Next exhale, we're gonna pull those elbows down. Here's our goal post. Inhale, we're gonna lean forward slightly, pull those elbows in. Another stretch for that back, and then exhale, pull them apart. Lifting that chest. Just one more time here. Inhale, in, and exhale. Pull this right here. One more breath. We're gonna do one more thing with those arms. So next inhale, just take your hands and place them on your thigh. I don't want all your weight on them, just a little bit of weight. You're gonna stitch that rib cage together. Make sure core is working. That right arm, take it in front. Inhale, lift it up. And then exhale, create a rainbow and reach towards the back of your leg. Let's do that again. Inhale, back to the front, creating a rainbow. And then exhale, reaching for the back of your leg or for your heel or that calf. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Hold this here. Maybe you lean back and actually reach for it. But just hold it here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Woo, so big side body hip opener. Hands back to the floor. You're gonna tuck that toe, lift your knee off the floor and step back. Down dog. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale, knees and chest. So we're doing that on the other side. Inhale, lift baby cobra. Exhale, down dog. Or child's pose. So hold your child's pose or down dog for 2 breaths. So know that we're doing the other side. You have the option of grabbing another mat or another towel because we will be on that knee for a couple of breaths, right? Sometimes I just fold the back of my towel or my mat. All right, next breath, bend those knees. And exhale, walk. Maybe you're ready to hop or jump into your forward fold. Inhale takes us to standing. Palms come together. Exhale, lower. Same thing, other side. Let's take it up. I know I'm moving a little bit faster than normal, so you can always feel free to take it a little slower. Inhale, halfway lift. I do want you to hold this for a couple breaths. So notice the shoulders round, squeeze and pull them back. Your back should be super flat. So I'm balancing my coffee, my water, and it should not spill. That's how flat I want your back. And then slowly come on down. Left leg, step it back, lower that knee. I'm actually gonna fold that mat, like I said. So you're gonna lower that knee onto the floor. You're gonna lift that chest, untuck that toe, inhale, and exhale, hold low lunge. So while you're here, shoulders are down away from your ears. Even though your arms are up, your shoulders are still down and back. Use that core to keep you nice and balanced. Right? You can tuck those hips under a tiny bit. Next exhale, pull your elbows down to find that cactus or goalpost. Inhale, gently bring those elbows together. This is what we do when we're at our desk, right? Now I want you to do the opposite. Exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades, pull those elbows apart, and lift your chest. And then one more time, slow, 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 inhale. And exhale, this part is slow. Hold this. One more breath in our rainbow arms. Inhale, stack back up, hands just gently on that knee. Now your left arm. Inhale, big rainbow shape. And then exhale, reach for behind you. Let's do that again, inhale. So nice side body stretch. Exhale, front leg is nice and strong. 2 more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, you're reaching for that heel or that calf. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. Look over that shoulder, drop it down, reach, and hold this for 4. Maybe you can reach for that heel. 3, 2, and 1. Take it back up. Inhale, hands come down. Exhale, lift that knee off the floor. Step it on back. Down dog. We can go through this sequence again. Inhale forward. Exhale, knees and chest. Or that full lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, down dog or child's pose. 2 breaths. I'm just gonna check in. 1 more breath. Perfect. Next one, you're gonna bend those knees. Inhale, exhale, hop, jump, walk to your forward fold. Inhale takes us to standing. Palms come together. And then exhale, we lower down. All right, quick check in, we're doing good. We're gonna add on some poses, so feel free to grab your water or your coffee. And as always, take this at your own pace, right? Take this at your own pace. All right, let's start at the top of our mat. We're gonna add on here. And lift up, exhale, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Remember pulling those shoulder blades together. So I want to practice some balance here. And then exhale, step it back. So let's start with a big crescent lunge. We did this, but we're knee on the floor. So big step back with your right leg. This time stay up. Reach those arms up, inhale, and exhale. You have that option of coming back to your low lunge right here. You have that option. Hold this here. Arms are up, shoulders down. And now we're gonna find that goal post, okay? So we're gonna do the same sequence, just in a high lunge. So inhale, your elbows come in, and then exhale, you're gonna open them up. Lift that chest, core nice and strong. Let's just do it one more time. Inhale, and exhale. Hold this right here. We're gonna hold this for 2 more breaths, and then transition to a warrior 2. All right, so we're gonna come back up to the top. Inhale, reach up. Once you lift a little bit higher, heels off the floor, and as you exhale, you're gonna open that hip, and then rotate your knee and your heel, press down, and find warrior 2. Okay, so we lifted up, and then we rotated. So a nice big stance, shoulders up, and then shoulders down. Bending that front leg, and keeping your back leg nice and straight. Flip that palm, inhale, exhale, peaceful warrior. Take your gaze up at your hand and lean back a little bit. Slide this other hand, this down, dropping that shoulder. 1 more breath. Inhale, come back to that warrior 2. And then exhale, we're gonna rotate back to that lunge. So lift that heel and rotate your hips back to the front. And as you exhale, plant those hands down. Drop that knee. I want you to press your right hand into the floor. As you exhale, reach and twist that opposite arm over your leg. Flatten your toe and extend for a twist here. Other option is hand on the hip. Make that full extension with the straight arm. Maybe it's not there yet, maybe second time around. Front knee is still stacked on top of your foot. Make sure it's not going out. Reach and twist. Hold this for 4, 3. You're also looking over that shoulder, 2, and 1. Perfect. Hands down. Retuck that toe, lift it up, and step on back. Great job. So at any time you can choose to find that child's pose or go through this floor sequence. Your choice. Take it at your own breath, right? Your own timing. And then when you're done, you're gonna find the child's pose or the down dog for 2 breaths before we switch to the other side. So hopefully feeling nice and warm, maybe sweating a little bit. All right, you're gonna bend those knees as you inhale, and then exhale, you're gonna walk, hop, or jump to that forward fold. So we can get ready for the other side. And then inhale, we take those arms up, palms come together, and then exhale, lower. So same thing on the other side. We did that high lunge, we lifted up and rotated to warrior 2, and then we went down for that lunge, reach, and twist, side angle, okay? Here we go, take it up, and exhale, take it down. Inhale, halfway lift, pull those shoulder blades together. Always keep those core muscles turned on so we don't feel that low back as much. And then exhale. Big step back with that left leg. Big step back. Arms up, inhale, and exhale, hold. So remember the option is to come back to your low lunge. Pull those elbows down. And then inhale, we're gonna close up just a little bit, right? And then exhale, open. So it's a little mini back bend here. Be mindful of your back while you do this. Nice and slow. We do it one more time. Inhale and exhale. We're gonna get ready for that warrior 2. So inhale, reach up, lift a little bit higher. And then exhale, you open first from that hip, and then the knee and the ankle rotate. You glue that heel down to the floor, and the arms come down. So now we're in warrior 2. Shoulders up, inhale, exhale, drop them down. Good. Imagine you're being pulled in both directions here, right? Beautiful. Yep. Good warrior 2s. Good shot, good Teresa. Hold this here, nice Regina. Nice and strong. And then inhale, flip that palm. Exhale, take it back, peaceful warrior. Try to take your gaze up at your hand, just to challenge your balance a tiny bit. Now this is becoming too much. You could always bring that stance a little bit shorter and bring those legs together, right? Inhale, come back. Exhale, bring that heel back up and rotate your hips back to the front. Back to that high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Everyone lower their knee. So I want you to do this from the ground and build your way up. Press that left hand this time into the floor. Inhale and exhale, reach and twist with the other arm. So I'm gonna take my hand to my hip and just encourage that shoulder to open. We hold this for a few breaths. If you have that range of motion already and flexibility, you'll want to extend that arm straight up. There we go, I'm getting it a little bit. Woo, my shoulders are tight. I'm gonna keep my hand at my hip. I want you all to hold this for 4. Watch that front knee, 3, 2, and 1. Take that hand back down. Good job, reach out the toe, lift up and step back. Great job, down dog. You can go through that sequence again, or find a child's pose. Go through that one more time. Child's pose or down dog. And then we'll go through it one more round, adding on our balance challenge. So take one more breath in your down dog or child's pose. Next one, you're gonna bend your knees. Inhale, exhale, you're gonna walk, hop, or jump, forward fold. Inhale takes us to standing. Nice and slow, our palms come together. And exhale, we lower. All right, how are we doing? We're good, thumbs up. Excellent. Okay, great time to get a sip of water or your coffee or whatever you have, and then we're gonna move on. Okay, so what we're gonna add, we did that lunge, warrior 2. We're gonna come back to the lunge. So before we come back down to reach and twist for that side angle, we're gonna come up and find a warrior 3. Okay, so I want you to practice your balance. So you could do this close to a wall, and that would be super helpful. I don't actually want you to reach for anything down in front of you on the floor, unless it's a little higher than this or around this height, but I don't want you to reach for like a block or something, because then you just sort of end up like this. So the best thing is to reach for that wall, okay? If you want to practice your half moon, also great to reach for that wall, right? Because then you can stack, you can open up, and you're not going to go anywhere because you got the wall. So just keep that in mind. Also your foam roller, we talked about it, actually we're using that, so that would actually be great to use. So go ahead and get that. All right, here we go. Take it up. Big deep breath, inhale, exhale, float it down. Inhale, halfway lift. I'm gonna go a tiny bit faster as well, so just keep that in mind. Adjust accordingly. Exhale, lower. Biggest step back, right leg. High lunge, inhale, and exhale. Pull those elbows down. Inhale in, elbows together. Exhale, lift. One more time. Inhale, and exhale, hold. Get ready for your warrior 2. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, open up. This time, hopefully feeling a little bit easier. Hips a little looser. Hold this here. Flip that palm, inhale. Exhale, take it back. Peaceful warrior, look up at your hand. One more breath. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, let's get ready for this warrior 3, coming back to your crescent lunge. So rotate those hips back forward, inhale. Palms come together, exhale, lower to heart center. Lean forward slightly, keep your back flat. Push those hands together, push off that back foot, and then lift to balance. Lift up. Foam roller is actually perfect here. So standing legs slightly bent. I want your back leg super straight. Super straight, hold that there. We'll hold it for a bit. So if you fall out of it, shake it out, let's get back into it. Flex that heel. You're keeping your back nice and flat. Hold that there. Maybe you're up against the wall, practicing that half moon. If you want to, you stack those hips and open on up. Beautiful, good, Mindy. Nice, Dan, nice, Bill. Perfect. Let's hold for a few more breaths. I really want you to tuck those hips, engage your core. If you want to try that half moon, stay here. Just stack your hips like you're doing a side plank. Stack them up, point that toe, bottom arm is down, top arm is up. Okay? Just an option. It's obviously a lot harder. I'm going to give you 2 more breaths, holding wherever you're at. I'm going to stay right here. 1 more breath. Back leg is straight. All right, good job. Inhale, take it back to that lunge. Woo, arms up, hands down, step it on back. Down dog. Oh wait, no, just kidding. Come back to your lunge. I forgot about our twist. Come back to your lunge. If you'd like, you can lower back to that knee, or if you want the challenge, stay lifted up here. Pressing that right hand to the floor, and then exhale, reach and twist. So whatever leg is in front, it's that arm that's reaching up. I'm using my block here. A little assistance. Hold that there. Hold it for 4, 3, whether it's your shoulder or your extended arm, and slowly come back down. Now we step back. Almost forgot that. Woo, inhale forward, exhale lower, or a child's pose, right? Inhale left, exhale, down dog or a child's pose. We just have to do it on the other side, all right? So take a couple breaths. You all are doing great. All right, next one. Bend those knees. Inhale, exhale, back hammer jump. Forward fold. Inhale takes us to standing nice and slow. Palms come together and we lower. All right, other side. I'm just gonna grab that foam roller. Or you're close to that wall. I'll practice half moon on this side. All right, here we go. Take it up. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Remember why this is so important? Because this is what you are doing in your warrior 3, right? That's your flat back. And then exhale, big step back, left leg. Crescent lunge. Inhale, exhale, pull those elbows down. Inhale, elbows in. Exhale, open. Or you can just hold your lunge. 1 more. Trying to get a nice healthy spine here. Make sure we're working it. All right, inhale up. Exhale, open those hips and lower warrior 2. Press into your pinky toes of that back leg just as much as your front. Drop those hips. Very good. Flip that palm, inhale. Exhale, take it up. Peaceful warrior. Remember, you can always adjust this stance. And then inhale, take it back. Woo! Exhale, let's rotate our hips back to the front. Arms up, inhale. Palms come together, exhale. Down to heart center, because I want you to have a nice flat back for your balance. Lean forward, and then press off that back leg. Lift up and away from your mat for your warrior 3. Hold that there. Up and away. So hold that. Maybe for another breath or 2, if you have half moon in your practice or you want to practice it, you're going to now stack those hips as if you're opening up to a side plank. Stack. That helps me to point my toe a little bit. Bottom arm reaches to the floor. Top arm reaches up. Almost like triangle pose. Hold that. That's your standing half moon. Maybe find that wall. You got it. You got it, Chuck. Nice down, point that toe. Beautiful, good. Yeah, good, Teresa. Nice, good. Strong focus. Pull those abs in, right? Let's do 2 more breaths. Eric, I know you're working. You can even use the wall like I am here, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just all practicing. Okay, let's step it back. Woo, high lunge. 1 last piece of work here. 1 last pose. Press that hand to the floor, reach and twist. So remember, the goal is to keep our knee off the floor this time, hips low. You can lower that knee if you'd like. Hold this here. It's your side angle. Hold it for 4. Beautiful. 3. Yep, good, Regina. Opening up through that shoulder. 2. And 1. Nice. Take the hand back down. Awesome, awesome. And then step back, down dog. Woo! Last time for our flow. And then we are just going to finish with stretching. Maybe you add an extra chaturanga there. Maybe you go right into your child's pose. Whenever you are done, everyone find a child's pose. And just relax. Great job. Let's take a few breaths here. Just relaxing in this child's pose. Knees wide, hips back. Imagine your hips are being pulled back towards the back of the mat, and then those hands are being pulled up to the front. Inhale, slowly walk those hands back up. And then exhale, we're going to swing those legs around. So I want to do a seated twist before we come down to our back. Because we did a lot of balance, a lot of extension and twisting, so just want to get a nice stretch for our spine. How are we doing? We're good? Okay, hardest part is over. We just get to stretch for the next couple of minutes. So I just want you to extend those legs. You can shake them out here. And we'll start with that right leg, that right knee. We're going to take it up and over. Just going to bring that knee to your chest. I'll show you from the side. And then that right hand comes down. Opposite arm reaches up. Inhale. And then exhale, just a gentle push. It can be your hand or your elbow, but very gentle. I want you to lift up first. Lengthen your spine. Sit up as tall as you can, and then start to add that twist. So if you're just working on your posture, don't add the twist yet. You'll get there. And again, we don't want to force ourselves into this stretch. So lengthen the spine first and then add the twist. Shoulders should be really far away from your ears. And then slowly back to the center. I'll check it out in the next side, all right? Shake it out, same thing, other side, right? Left leg up, right arm, inhale, and exhale. You can do that hand or that elbow, but again, we're not pushing, it's just sort of a little placeholder for our hand or elbow. So hold that. Remember, piece of string, lengthen your spine, and then start to add that twist. Just a little twist. Nothing too crazy. Perfect. You want to lift out of that seat. Yeah, much better. I don't see any shoulders close to ears, so that's good. That's what I'm looking for. One more breath. And then very slowly back to the center. Shake it out. All right, now let's come down to our back. So make your way down nice and slow. Once you're there, go ahead and give yourself a hug. Bring those knees into your chest. Now we can really relax that upper body and just rock side to side here. I actually want you to make circles with your legs in one direction as you wiggle your toes and circle your ankles. And you're gonna reverse those circles. All right, let's lower our feet onto the floor. Extend your legs straight out, arms overhead. Make yourself a little longer here. Inhale. And then exhale. I want you to hug that right knee into your chest. Keep your other leg extended. Right knee in. Now you're going to open it out to the side for that external rotation. Keep your hips on the floor. Feel that stretch in that inner thigh. And then very slowly take it across the body. Other hand is going to take over. Bring it all the way across for a spinal twist. Extending now that opposite arm, so your right arm out, and then look over that shoulder. So you'll feel this in the side body, but also those hips and those glutes. Feel free to extend that leg, maybe stretch it out, straighten it out a little bit, if that feels good. And then very slowly back to the center. Go ahead and hug both knees again to your chest, just nice and easy. Just letting that low back have a chance to breathe before we go to the other side. All right, legs out, arms overhead. Inhale and exhale. This time your left knee comes into your chest. Let's open it out to that left side. For the external rotation, keep your hip bones on the floor. Relaxing your upper body. And then pull it across. Other hand takes over. Reach it across. Gentle spinal twist. Extend the opposite arm out this time. And look over that shoulder. And again here, you can extend and straighten out that leg, or you can stay right here. Whatever feels good. This part should feel good. And slowly, slowly come back. All right, let's bend both knees. And we're gonna place those feet on the floor. We're just gonna come up into a bridge for a inversion. Okay, so feet are about hip distance. You're gonna press into the floor, lift those hips up. Now, if you have your foam roller closed or your yoga block, you can slide that under your hips for a supported bridge, or interlace your fingers with me. Slide those arms underneath, hands under your hips, and stay here for a few breaths. Might feel a big stretch across your chest as you're doing this. Keep breathing. Just a couple more breaths. And then very, very slowly, we start to unravel and start to gently lower those hips back down. Good. Arms overhead, elbows bent, and I just want you to windshield wiper those legs. Drop them slowly from side to side. All right, our last stretch is going to be happy baby before we find our Shavasana to end class. So you're going to bring those feet up, knees out, reach for those feet, grab the edges and your toes, and extend those legs straight up. Maybe you rock a little bit side to side to massage your spine. Happy baby. And then when you are ready, gently come out of that stretch and find a relaxation pose. So maybe you go back to your foam roller. Maybe you go into a fetal position. Maybe legs out, arms overhead. Again, whatever's comfortable. Wherever you are at, close your eyes. Just focus on your breathing for a moment. And then slowly start to move your head from side to side. Start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Maybe moving your legs side to side and open those eyes gently. And then one last time, you're gonna hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. You're gonna roll over to one side. Nice and slow, and then gently press yourself up. Come to a comfortable seated position. Once we're here, just a couple of shoulder rolls to finish out class. One last one. And then inhale. Let's reach those arms up. Exhale down. We'll do it one more time. This time, bringing those palms together at the top. Exhale, bring them down to heart center. Close your eyes for just a moment. Giving ourselves and expressing gratitude for making the time to do something this morning for our bodies, but also hopefully our minds and our spirit as well. And then we'll open our eyes and say namaste to one another. Thank you all so much for joining me this gloomy Friday morning, or at least where I am. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have a wonderful weekend and a happy Halloween. Great job, everybody. Thanks for coming. How are you feeling?
Thanks, Ellen.